There you go. You'll see the Facebook live feed. What's up, MMA Maniacs? We are back with another edition of Split Decision MMA, your weekly MMA podcast. It is Dodge and Dennis, and with us, friend of the show, fighter Rolando Velasco, right? Velasco?
Yep,
Make
Velasco.
Sure I say it correctly.
The
machine. We have this whole sign over here that says, we have no days with a recorded podcast where we correct names every show. It's always messing up at least one. So even when I have somebody in the studio, we got to mess up the name.
You got to mess it up. Got to keep it going.
Rolando is here to talk to us about a fight he has coming up. It's going to be going down next Friday. That's Friday. Right, in Fresno, right?
Yep.
This is for LFA 51. Who are you fighting?
I'm fighting Nolan Hernandez from AKA San Jose.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what other than AKA San Jose do you know about this guy?
He's a really smooth stand-up fighter. He's like slick. He's a tall, rangy guy. He's just got a boxing style, really nice boxing style from the outside.
And do you know his record?
I believe it's 8-2.
And you are
13-5.
Isn't that awkward though? A boxer from AKA.
A kickboxer? No, it's AKA kickboxing.
No, but I mean, they're big wrestlers over there, aren't
they? They seem to have transitioned to, right?
Right. Gyms kind of tend to transition from striking to grappling.
Quite a bit, depending on who's in.
Who's in and who's out, right?
Yeah, they have a woman, right? That's over there training most of their wrestlers.
I'm not don't know.
All right. Sorry.
Yeah, you apparently know more than we do.
All right.
Yeah, some insight there.
What about training? Are you changing some things up, or are you just doing your normal grind?
My normal grind. This camp, I was able to train more with Justin Smidley. He has a fight coming up as well.
Oh, nice.
The day after me on Saturday for Bellator.
Oh, cool.
That Bellator card in San Jose. So, been training with him, been training with Angel Deanda, Buddy Wallace.
Angel with hair looks weird.
Yeah, he looks kind of gangster.
Yeah, well, I was going to say like...
Especially when it was braided. I saw it when it was braided.
No, when it's... he looks like a gangster chia pet.
You tell him that.
I said that, Angel. I said that. Come to the studio.
You tell him that.
Oh, we done fought. I fought him when he was like 315. 185 is not a problem.
Your fight's going to be on Access TV, correct?
Access TV.
That is awesome. So if you are local, you can check out Access TV. Look up your local listings. I know it's on DirecTV. I know you can get it on Dish.
Yep.
That whole thing.
Yeah. Super excited for it.
Yeah. So when's the last time you fought?
Last year, November last year.
And what's been going on in between?
Just busy with work. Just work.
Married life,
house projects. The wife's got me around doing house projects now.
It's not like you weren't busy.
No, man, I've been busy.
Not with Kelly. I mean, you got stuff to do.
I've been training as well. Been doing some jiu-jitsu tournaments here and there as well. So I always try to stay on top of it. Yeah,
awesome.
Staying sharp.
So as you know, we always like to talk about everything that's going on in MMA for the week. You ready to jump into some of the stories we got going on?
Let's do it.
This one's a little sad to start off with, but I mean, we kind of got to get through this. Got to get through this. Kid Yamamoto, no Furimi. Kid Yamamoto passed away at 41 on Tuesday. We had announced this like 2 shows ago, Dennis, and we had Albert here about 2 shows ago.
Yeah, 2 shows.
That he announced on his Instagram that he had cancer. So obviously we kind of knew something was up, but it just seemed very, very sudden that he announced, "Hey guys, I'm battling cancer." Within a week, he has passed away to cancer. So I don't know if he knew that the battle was going down, or if he really was hopeful, or anything or he just found out. The details are still a little bit murky, but Kid Yamamoto has passed away. He was 18-6 in his overall record. He had big wins over Cal Uno, Hoyer Gracie, Bibiano Fernandez, Ronnie Yaya. He had some big wins. He was the guy.
Yeah, he was a legend.
Like 2002 to 2005, I would say, he was known as being the top lightweight. I remember back in the day, Uriah Faber in the WEC, when he became champ, he was constantly calling him out. He wanted him to come to the WEC to fight him because everybody was saying, "Yeah, you're great, but there's this kid Yamamoto, that's just that much better." So the fight never ended up happening, and kind of a bummer. And so R.I.P. Kid Yamamoto. Moving on to some other news, we can kind of bring it back up a little bit here. Kayla Harrison, 2-time
she's a beast, dude.
Olympic gold medalist in judo, has been fighting for PFL. Now, she did what they called special attraction bouts. So she wasn't in a tournament. She wasn't in anything for a belt. She was basically just an extra fight on the card.
Because they can't say freak show.
And she won both of her fights. She is 2-0. They have announced this week that they are going to start a PFL women's lightweight tournament next year for the next season. So she's the only one signed so far. They haven't signed anybody else in her division.
So for people who don't know, this
for
is
the tournament.
What weight is this?
That's 155.
Women's 155.
Women's 155.
Is there a lot of women at 155?
Well, we looked it up.
We kind of looked it up, and that's the thing is a lot of people are talking about there's not really a lot of women at 155. I mean, you have obviously the big divisions. You start out down at 115. You go 125, 135, 145, and Cyborg sits at 145, and she's a big girl.
Exactly.
She had trouble getting to 135.
But that's in mixed martial arts.
It's in mixed martial arts, and 135. Is pretty much the biggest division for women out there. I mean, and girls seem to kind of move between 135 to 125. It's available. Girls from 115 kind of come up if it's available.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, we've seen it with Cyborg. There wasn't a lot of people to fight her at 145. So to have a 155-pound tournament is a little odd.
Yeah.
However, we were talking earlier before the show. You have to think there's a lot of 155ers that may be just doing jiu-jitsu or just doing judo.
That's
so
true.
maybe they're going to start reaching out to these girls that have been wanting to get into MMA, that were in these upper weight classes and these other disciplines that were having trouble getting into MMA because there wasn't a weight class they
Yeah, because we looked it up, and both
true.
judo and jiu-jitsu have solid 165, 170 groups for women.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Start pulling in more talent. Get,
Right. Well,
get some more
all you got to do is teach them to strike, right?
Yeah, that's
That's
it.
Just,
That's it.
Just a little bit.
yeah, it ain't that bad.
Wasn't that like that old adage, like just 6 months of sprawl training, dude? I could take Chuck Liddell. I mean, he's a boxer. Like, you know what I mean?
Well,
Like-
if they're all on the same striking level, then I guess
it doesn't matter,
it
right?
doesn't matter, right? They cancel each other out.
I think it's kind of interesting, and there's rumors that they're trying to do this to kind of entice Cyborg to come over to fight for the $1 million payday. I don't know if that's. I mean, we've been talking about now for a few months. I mean, it's almost been this entire year. We've been talking about how we believe Cyborg would be leaving the UFC soon. Based on her contract and what she has left on it and her conversations with some of the media about she doesn't feel that the UFC is building her division correctly.
Yeah.
So she goes over there to fight for $1 million. Who knows?
$1 million would that pull in anybody?
Yeah, right?
I feel like Cyborg, I'd be like, that's easy paycheck right there.
Right, and I think after people see that PFL actually pays out at the end of this year, whether they do or they don't, if they pay. But okay, so if they do pay out at the end of this year, I think they're gonna have a shitload of people
that are going to be interested.
that are gonna be interested next year.
Yeah, I would definitely agree
All
with
they gotta
that.
do is pay their fighters, and they'll come.
Is PFL be something you'd be interested in?
Oh yeah, if the money's there,
Enter
yeah.
into the
No,
tournament?
just tell them $1 million is what I'd be
Just
interested
tell me
in.
$1 million. I like the tournament format too.
Do you?
I do. I've always wanted to be in a tournament.
Now,
tournament.
do you like the fact that it is kind of stretched out? They do it for a season. Like you got it, it's for points, and then whoever is the top guys, they seed, and then you start.
I don't mind that, but I just like the idea of have everybody in a tournament, see who's the best guy at the end of the season. Instead of picking fights, some guy's injured, some guy pulls out.
But see,
you never know who's the best.
That's my problem with the tournament thing is one loss and then an injury, you're out.
Or you had a weird scoring thing happen. Remember, there's a couple fighters where something scoring happened, and it's like,
Right.
nope, even though you won the fight, you're gone.
Well,
Like,
that was because certain people, if you didn't make weight,
Right.
even if you win, you don't get your
show
full point,
you don't
right?
get your points.
Oh.
So pretty interesting there.
Which again, I mean, these are small things where it's like it shouldn't be something to worry about as long as you stay healthy and do what you're supposed to do.
True.
But getting hurt, I mean, you can't control that.
Yeah.
Dustin the Diamond Poirier was recently on Twitter and suggested, what about me and Nate for the 165-pound belt? Now, that's obviously a division the UFC does not have. It has been talked about now for about a couple years. The people in clamor for more weight classes in MMA, especially in the UFC. This is one. Do you think this is a little strange between 155 and 170? Do we need a class?
Yeah, that's very
mean,
strange.
you fight at
135.
135, right?
Yeah.
And you fought heavier, though, before, haven't you?
I fought 45, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think there needs to be a weight class between 155 and 170? Do you think that's a big gap?
I think the gap between 170 and 185 is
Bigger?
Bigger, yeah.
Or even 185, 205?
Yeah,
So if we go to same day weigh-ins, do you think we should go?
This is his big thing. He's the same
I
day
know.
weighing
I'm
guy.
just saying 155, 165, 175, 185.
We're going to do 5-pound weight classes, almost like boxing?
if we're gonna do it, that we might as well do them. Yeah, you might.
Nah,
as well.
I don't like a 5-pound because then, like you said, we're gonna get into boxing. I like 10.
You just like 10, but you like
10.
same day weigh-ins.
Same. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like.
Yeah,
that.
well,
like that.
he's from a wrestling background.
Yeah,
How's he going to argue?
I'm just saying,
How many times did you have to make weight?
All the time.
That day.
And tournaments, it's the next day too. Friday and Saturday.
Spitting and shitting,
Yeah.
so you can make weight.
This got over so far. It's at 813 retweets. People trying to get this to happen. With Dustin Diamond having a 165-pound class, and it also would make them obviously a bigger money on that card that they're on. Him and Nate are on because it'd be for a title. Do you think the UFC will be implementing a 165-pound weight class anytime soon?
I don't think so.
Nope.
No. I think that they're more likely to put in a cruiserweight.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's definitely where we're at, in between 205 and 265.
Exactly.
That middle area.
Yeah.
What do you think, Dennis?
I don't care. I don't care about the heavyweights. That's not where we're having the problem at. I really believe, like you guys say,
fatties.
Yeah, no. Our big problem is from 155 to 200.
Yeah.
We have big gaps, and that's really where our collective of fighters are.
I agree with the same day weigh-ins. I like that. Like, let's just cut the bullshit. Everybody's cutting. Like, just go in, weigh what you weigh, and fight.
Right.
Not making the sport about weight cutting. Let's make it about fighting.
Yeah, I like that.
Do you feel? Do you think that there's any truth in the statement that major weight cutting that the people are doing is legal cheating?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you agree with that? Okay.
Yeah.
See, 2-1 today.
All right.
2 today. 2-1.
UFC 231, December 8th, is now going to feature Joanna going up against Valentino Schevchenko for the vacant Women's World Flyweight Championship. Now, we talked about Montano having to drop the belt. She was stripped of the belt because she fell out twice to fights that they had set up for her against Schevchenko. So now we're going to have number one strawweight, Joanna, move up in weight to 125 and fight Schevchenko again.
Let's just call it what it is. This is JJ and the Bullet 3. Right?
But is it even 3? Because how many times have they fought before in like kickboxing?
No, I'm just saying in the UFC, this will be the third time.
This will be the third time for sure. Do you like this fight? Again?
I wouldn't mind seeing
Yeah,
it.
Do you think it's a replay of the first fight?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah, it's not just a rubber match. It's a boomerang match.
Yeah.
Just going to bring it back to be the same. We're going to run it back.
I mean, like I said earlier, because Woodley and Thompson said, "Oh, the next time we fight, it's not going to be the same."
Different.
And literally, you could put them up side by side, and it's the exact same.
Pretty
fight.
close, yeah.
You know, but that's because we're talking disciplined fighters. Disciplined fighters are going to fight the same way.
Same game plan.
Yeah, and if they change their plan, that's when they lose. That's how I feel.
Trying to win. I mean, you got to stick to the game plan.
Right.
We have we've talked about this before. Bare knuckle boxing is making a comeback here in the United States. We had bare knuckle fighting championships. Now we have bare knuckle fighting federation. The inside story about that, from what we've been told, is apparently the two guys who started bare knuckle fighting championships got into a disagreement. So now they split and they have two companies.
Oh, wow.
And now they're vying for talent. World Bare Knuckle Boxing, or Bare Knuckle Boxing Fighting Federation is
WBKFF.
so many things. Had announced today announced recently that they are going to be signing Josh Neer, Corey Simpson, Isaac Villiflag.
Oh, wow.
They're getting some big names: Melvin Gillard, Phil Baroni, Chris Lieben.
Dang.
Yeah, these guys are all going to be. And I've heard today that Pig Rig, Mr. Johnny Hendricks, is going to be unretiring to fight in bare knuckle boxing in this league.
So I did some water cooler talking with people on this, and a lot of people are in agreement. This is not the sport for him.
Nope. For Big Rig?
Yeah.
He has the power punch, but he don't have the fast hands.
He's
I
an
don't think.
OSU wrestler, man. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Let me think this. You are a wrestler at heart, right?
I am.
Would you drop MMA to go do bare knuckle boxing?
Not as a career. I'm being honest, yeah. Maybe 1 or 2 fights, 3 fights tops, but I'm good after that.
Yeah. I feel like, I don't know. I fell in love with the sport of MMA because it mixed all these things together. I still like a good slugfest. Everyone still roots for some of the punchers. They always want big knockouts and those things. But to me, as a fan of mixed martial arts, the reason I fell into the love of the sport is because there's so many ways to win.
Yes.
But look at the cuts and splits that have happened in these fights lately.
Some of them are pretty.
It's been bad.
And like with Beck, Rowdy Beck. I think she is known as a stand-up fighter, the Australian fighter. She's now champion over it.
I think Beck could beat Pig Rig. Her hands, she's that fast. She has fast hands.
She's got quick hands. I think this is the sport for her because even if it was just regular boxing, I think it's the sport for her. She's just a little more versed in the stand-up and seems to like to stand and bang. So, anyway, moving on.
Anytime you don't have to guard from kicks, you're free to punch.
I'm down just punches anytime.
John Bones Jones.
Say it ain't so, Jones.
Is a free man.
Oh, dang. He's back.
John Jones
Dodge? Tell
was
him
given
why.
a 15-month suspension
originally...
Hold on.
Okay.
Was given a 15-month suspension after an independent arbiter. It was not USADA. They had to hire somebody to come in and look at the case. They decided that it would be enough for a 15-month suspension, reducing his sentence, which could have been 4 years.
Should have been 4 years.
Should have been 4 years. He got reduced to a 15-month sentence. He is able to fight in October at Madison Square Garden. Dana White says, is that going to happen? Absolutely 100% not. I say, don't believe his lies.
Right.
Never believe Uncle Dana.
But wait
Never believe Uncle Dana.
But break it down. Tell him exactly what
John
kind of
Jones
deal.
released this statement. It's difficult to express myself at this moment, but I can definitely say my heart is filled with gratitude and appreciation. I want to thank all of you who stood with me during the toughest stretch of my life. It has meant the world to me and always will. Now is the time to shift focus front and center to the road ahead. Greatness is what I'm chasing. The path to reclaiming my throne. Comeback season begins now. However, once everybody found out why it went from a 4-year suspension to a 15-month suspension, everyone's a little scratching their heads. Come to find out, it said, prior to the hearing, USADA determined that a 30-month reduction in otherwise applicable period of ineligibility was appropriate under the rules based on his delivery of substantial assistance. Evidence related to John Jones' substantial assistance was presented at the hearing and considered by the arbitrator. Under
Rat Man.
Article 10.6.1.1 of the UFC's ADP USADA authorized to reduce any or all part of ineligibility based on substantial assistance provided by an individual accused. USADA has sole discretion determined by the athlete and what have it. So basically, what that clause says, anytime anybody is busted of anything, if you were to able to provide them with results in basically bringing forward another person, which results in a criminal or disciplinary body discovering or bringing forward a criminal offense or breach of professional rules committed by another person, which means he snitched.
Yeah.
He snitched on somebody.
Or a company.
Or somebody's.
Or a coach.
Or a company. Or a coach. Or a teammate. Or another fighter. And it can't be just, I think this guy's on the juice. This guy's on the juice.
Right.
You're going to let me off.
It
right?
has to lead.
No. It has to lead to the direct disciplinary action of them. They have to find that person guilty with the evidence provided by Mr. Jones.
Wow.
So he has snitched on somebody.
Right.
Or a company.
Or
Or a coach. Or a supplier. Or somebody that has just now gotten busted by USADA as well to allow him to get a 30-month reduction.
Wow.
And then they
That is insane to me.
Then they
That's
threw
crazy.
an additional 3 months reduction because they felt that he had been through enough.
Because he had been through enough. Because he had already time served.
Time served.
Get out of here. No way. Did it say who he threw under the bus?
Nope. Nobody's.
We don't know yet.
We don't know what's going on. We don't know if he's come. Of course, nobody's going to come forward and be like, yeah, John Jones snitched on me.
I
Do you think somebody will?
Well, I think what they're going to do is they'll give it enough time
Where you won't know?
where you won't know that John Jones turned you in.
Yeah. You're going to be like, what do you mean I got busted? Damn, I got busted. All right. And then you'd be like, I wonder how I got busted. John Jones.
What if somebody took the fall for John Jones?
That's the rumor mill I've been hearing. Flat out, somebody
Yeah.
was like, all right,
I'll
say
for
I
you.
got busted with steroids because it's going to get you back, champ. We're going to get you back now.
Just give me
Oh,
10%.
what if? Oh.
Oh.
Now we're back to that $1 million.
Put the tinfoil hat on. It could happen.
Dang.
I think it's pretty
That's
crazy.
wild.
I think it's pretty crazy. Do you think that it's a little more ridiculous that the UFC has done nothing? I mean, they did strip him. I'll give them that. They stripped him, right? Do you think that they should punish him or just leave it up to USADA?
They should punish him. The UFC should punish him.
Same thing with this next man we're about to talk about, Conor McGregor. Should the UFC themselves have punished him for his act in New York against the bus?
I believe so. Yeah.
Instead, they just said
the company. There's been other fighters who they've gotten rid of based on their actions or based on what they tweeted.
I'm glad Chiesa is really going to do something about it.
Yeah,
because at the end of it, Chiesa is going to be the one that.
There are people saying that Chiesa is a coward for basically suing Conor McGregor.
No way.
Nah. He's trying to get that money.
Yeah, he's got the money.
I think if Bellator or the UFC had done something about McGregor at any point, that Chiesa wouldn't have sued him.
They would have felt that he would.
But he's feeling like, man, nothing's happening to this guy.
Yeah,
I'm going to be the one that does something to this guy.
Somebody needs to.
Yeah, hit him in the wallet.
Speaking of his wallet, he now has another revenue stream. Conor McGregor has signed with Proximo Spirits. Proximo Spirits does quite a bit of different liquor that are out there. We'll get to their major one here in a quick second. And is going to be having his own Irish whiskey. Now, this is something that he has been rumored to be in the works when he was fighting Mayweather. I mean, he was drinking his own whiskey, calling, it's going to be Notorious Whiskey. Yeah, guess what? You don't own the copyright, dumb shit. You can't call it Notorious Whiskey. I could have photoshopped that label for you, and that's pretty much what somebody did. So now he has changed the name. It is now Proper Number 12, and apparently has to do with the district in which he grew up in, the District Number 12. So it's Proper Number 12 whiskey. Doing a little research into this, Proximo Spirits owns Bushmills, which is another Irish whiskey. It's a Northern Irish whiskey. And so what happened there is he started out with a grain base that he liked, just a plain grain-based whiskey, which a lot of whiskeys, that's how they start. And then went to the Bushmills distillery and picked out malts from other Bushmills that he enjoyed and had them added to his whiskey. So his whiskey is basically Bushmills with a base. And then they started adding a color additive to his whiskey, and a lot of people are kind of taking it's called E15OA. It's a color additive that adds a caramel color and or not much of a taste. It's a little bit of a sweetener, but not much. To basically, now a lot of whiskey companies, let me put this out there, a lot of whiskey companies use this caramel coloring, and it's basically to make all the whiskey even. So if you have a bunch from this barrel and all of a sudden you got to blend it with some of this and some of that, but you want to make sure that it all tastes uniform so that each bottle doesn't taste different. Unless that's what you're going for. Unless you're saying this is a single cask or a single barrel or a single something like that. It's just, this is what it is. So, but even then, it also makes it look like it's been aged a little more than it has. So from what I've been told, it's basically tastes like Bushmills plus Werther's Originals unsweetened, and that equals Conor McGregor's whiskey. So you can get this for $19 to $30 at the liquor store. It's out on shelves now.
Yeah.
If you're interested in
at your local Bevmo soon.
I think so, yeah.
Maybe.
He's claiming, of course, he's going after the Jameson market. I say good fucking luck.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think.
But I mean, good on Conor. I mean, I think this is the trend goes with a lot of celebrities starting their own booze companies. I mean, you got all these guys that are on Avion, tequila, and all these other whiskey and other vodka companies.
Everybody's pretty much review is this will be a whiskey that gets mixed with something sweet.
That's exactly what I've heard. Yep. Add it with Coke because that's how people are going to drink it.
Right.
But leading into that, it was released the day before the UFC 229 press conference. Smart on Conor's part. UFC 229 press conference did go live yesterday. You could have caught it on YouTube. It was 40 minutes late. They said it was going to start at 2 p.m.
And I think we said that in our last podcast that the only thing Khabib has to do to get there, and get set is just show up on time because Conor will be late.
Yeah. Conor's always going to be late. He has to make an entrance. So Conor McGregor showed up at the press conference. Oh, wait, that's not
is
Conor
that
McGregor.
him? Is that Conor? That's his brother that plays for Tampa Bay.
Anyway, Conor McGregor showed up at the press conference in his purple suit that he stole from the Joker.
The Joker.
Bringing both of his belts, which are no longer relevant because he doesn't own either of them.
That's true.
Even though he claims that he had to bring them because the UFC wasn't going to bring them. It's because
why would they?
They don't bring belts that are no longer active.
Yeah.
We talked about this before the show. They'd be like Demetrius Johnson showing up to the next press conference with all 12 of his belts and be like, "Yeah, I'm here to fight for the belt." You can't have whatever. Conor McGregor was Conor McGregor.
He don't get it. That's not how it works.
Conor McGregor was Conor McGregor. Showed up in his purple suit with his belts. Did a lot of talking. There was no fans at this press conference.
Oh, that must have been awkward.
It was weird.
Yeah, but he did it like there was.
He acted like there was fans there. It sounded like a bad 90s sitcom with no laugh track. Like he's in the back going
Oh, dude.
at his own jokes and trying to get under Khabib's skin. It was really odd, really dark, and I will give it to Conor. Him and his team do some deep research
Oh, yeah, they
on
did.
his opponent. He's talking politics. He's talking about his family.
Oh, damn.
He's talking about his manager's family. He's talking about anything and everything he can to get under his skin and just throw little barbs at him.
But I think a lot of it, Khabib could care less.
But old Khabib just kind of sat there and laughed it off. When they asked him about it, he was like, "What do you expect me to do? It's the same thing he's gonna. I knew this was gonna happen."
That's true.
I mean,
Good for him.
Yeah.
people were saying, oh, Khabib was shook. He wasn't.
No.
He didn't want to talk, and he didn't. What's he supposed to do? Conor McGregor's just gonna yell over everything he's gonna say anyway,
Yeah,
which he did most of the time.
Right.
He's the king at smack talking. You can't.
Like, there's no point.
There's no point. Yeah.
So it was very, very odd. A lot of things they asked. Of course, one of the first things they asked him was that he said he would only come back if he got an ownership stake. So they asked him, "Did you get ownership stake? Did they cave? Did you get ownership stake?" And he said, "If I was an owner and I was a part of this promotion, I would have had the fucking fans in this arena. Where's the fans? This is who we fight for. That's who deserves the show." So no, I did not get what I
They can't
wanted.
control Conor. That's why there's no fans there. Because he would go out there and feed the frenzy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he flat out said, okay, so when they announced that the press conference wasn't open to the public, he flat out said on his Twitter, on his Instagram, he will let anybody in that brings in a bottle of Proper 12 whiskey.
Right.
Really?
Yeah. It's only open to people who buy Proper 12 whiskey. If you have a bottle of Proper 12, we'll let you in. You can watch the press conference. And the UFC was like, no, that's not true. No.
Dang, he's trying to run the show.
That's not how this is gonna work.
Who's going to let him
the
in? The
owner.
guys from Mac Life?
Yeah, probably. I don't think they have credentials anymore.
No,
still.
they don't. They don't.
But yeah, a lot of back and forth at the press conference. You can watch again on YouTube. You catch the highlights. A lot of yelling by Conor on Conor's part. Again, calling out a lot of personal things. Khabib just seemed mildly amused.
It's so crazy. It goes so deep and goes into personal life.
Oh, it was bad, man. He was talking.
But
about
I didn't watch it.
It's an
but-
attempt to get in his head, but
Yeah.
but Khabib's just a fighter.
Yeah.
He's not one of these guys that work off trash talk or
No, he's for sure 100% fighter. Just
Yeah.
there to fight. You know?
yeah.
who do you have winning this fight?
I have Conor winning the fight.
Really?
I'm going for Khabib, but Khabib's got to take him down like every single time and maul him. Conor just needs that one punch. I think he has that chance.
You don't think with all the bare knuckle box because he's from Dagestani. You know he's done the bare knuckle thing.
He's tough.
He's a tough guy.
He's tough, but I've seen his fights and he does get hit a lot.
Yeah.
He does get hit.
That's what
we were talking about this again before the show. Has anybody put him down that impressed you? Has anybody hit Khabib where you're like, oh, he got wobbled there?
My only thing
Maybe-
is Johnson.
Yeah,
Michael
Johnson,
Johnson.
that's what
That
I
was the
gonna
only
say.
one
Maybe
that I could
that's
think
the
of.
only
But
one.
remember, after Johnson did touch his face, they didn't stand and bang it
Khabib's
anymore.
like, I'm done.
Yeah, he took
You're
him-
going
he
for a
took him
ride.
straight
You're going
down.
for a ride.
Yeah,
And then the Alaquinta, do you think that he just toyed with him for 5 rounds?
I think he did. Yeah. I think
Okay,
he
so-
played it. He played him. He used his boxing, used that time to play with his jab, and use his boxing. Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I think.
And just
I just want to make sure you're not one of these people that really believe like
Alaquinta
Khabib
gave him a run for his
yeah,
money.
that Khabib
Yeah.
really tried hard.
No, Alaquinta's a good striker.
Oh, he
too.
is.
And the fact that he was out jabbing him and out striking him was crazy to me. I don't know what the fans were thinking that, you know.
So, again, this fight is going to be going on October 6th. Immediately during this deal, they were asking if the last question of the day was, is Proper 12 Whiskey a sponsor of, because of course he was drinking during the event. He actually tried to offer
dang.
Khabib a drink, and he says, I don't drink, I've never drank. Number one, it's
Drinking during the event? Doesn't he got a fight coming up? Isn't it soon?
it's in a month. I mean, it's
All right.
2 weeks,
2 weeks.
3.
Two.
Anyway, he tried to offer Khabib
Not next weekend, but the
Khabib a
weekend
drink.
after.
Khabib said he doesn't drink, he never drinks, that sort of thing. He was very upset about that. He wouldn't drink, so he offered Dana it. Come to find out, the last question of the press conference is Proper 12, an official sponsor of the UFC. Dana White had to bite his lip for a second and chuckle. Yes, it is. In
Oh,
fact, it is
wow.
now going to be a sponsor for UFC 229. It will be on the canvas that him and Khabib are fighting on. And he has now signed a new 6-fight contract with a clause that says no boxing. 6-fight contract, and every single card, Proper 12 will be the official sponsor.
So how much water does that hold if he loses? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, Conor loses this fight, the the hype train not only crashes.
We already did the math on this. He's going to fight Nate regardless.
That's true. He still got that rubber match.
Regardless.
You don't think Nate will want Khabib?
He'll still fight Conor.
6 fights? Do you think he'll stick around for 6 fights?
No, I don't.
That's his point. Is he doesn't think he'll be-
I don't see him sticking around for 6.
Even if he wins?
Even if he wins. Well, if he wins, he'll take a year off, come back.
He's got another kid coming up.
Yeah, but who else did? Like Diego Sanchez signed a big multiple fight contract
Yeah,
too,
who
right?
also says he's going for the belt.
Yeah.
Diego. He says it is his destiny to hold UFC gold.
He won his
last fight that he signed a new contract on. He says he will be a title holder.
Yeah, he says he's on that Bisbing.
UFC.
He said he's on a Bisbing run.
Hopefully they make a new belt for him.
Diego
Poor
belt.
guy.
Yes.
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 I love his confidence.
I love his confidence. UFC Fight Night 136 happened last week live from Moscow, Russia. Main card, this is all on Fight Pass. Alexei Kunichenko defeated Thiago Alves, unanimous decision. Shamil Abdurakhmarmov defeated Andrei Arlovsky, a unanimous decision.
So are we going to see Andre in Bellator soon? Or bare knuckle boxing?
Ooh.
Bare knuckle boxing or Bellator? Which one?
I'd like to see him in bare knuckle boxing.
Yeah, bare knuckle boxing.
I would love to see Andre in bare knuckle boxing. Jan Blachowicz takes the win over Nikita Krylov at submission arm triangle, and Olenek defeated Mark Hunt submission rear naked choke in the first round.
Wow.
Mark Hunt says he wants one more big fight and he's done.
Did you see how much money he made on this fight?
Yeah.
Damn near $1 million.
No way.
750,000, right?
700. I think it's 765.
For losing.
For
yeah,
losing.
Yeah.
And he's...
But he also took the fight on late notice. He picked up somebody else's contract.
Yeah, he picked it up.
But still, almost $1 million. I mean,
Good for Mark Hunt.
For everything that Mark Hunt's been
is
through.
Is it hush money?
Huh? No, he's still got his lawsuit going, right? His lawsuit's still going?
Still going. He is 13-13.
13-13
and making it almost $1 million a fight.
Where'd you go wrong, man?
I know, right? Like,
What really confuses me, and I didn't even think about it, again, this is water cooler talk, but someone was like, didn't they say Mark Hunt was retarded from fighting? And then I was like, that's right. I had forgot the whole mental
They
thing.
tried to block him from fighting.
They tried to block him from fighting.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
But when they needed a last minute fighter, they were like, oh,
Hey,
bring
Mark
on.
Hunt.
Hey, Mark, come on in here.
You passed
How
your
many fingers
medicals.
am I holding up? All right, come on in.
Pass your medicals, you're good. One championship Conquest of Heroes will be going down on the 22nd out of Indonesia. I just wanted to touch on the main card. It is a title fight, so if you can get on, I think it's, I don't remember where it goes. I know it's pay-per-view.
Just look for ONE FC.
It's on their live app. That's right. It's on their live app. You can check out their strawweight title. Shakita Natal going up against Joshua Pasio. So,
Yeah, their content people are really good about making sure that they're really high on the search list.
Yeah.
So you put in ONE FC, you're going to find their up-to-date
nice little
fights.
title fight. Also, Bellator MMA going down tonight. Going down tonight on the Paramount Network from Boise, Idaho. Where did we think Boise was last time? Germany or some shit like that?
Not me. Don't throw me under the bus.
I know you're bad at geometry. I get it. It's okay.
Yeah. Geometry. I suck at it. I can't even read a compass.
Your main card going down on the Paramount Network. You got Pitbull Patricky Ferreri going up against Roger Huerta. Where the fuck is he been, man?
Yeah. Wow.
Wait,
Doesn't he train in Asia?
yeah, AKA Thailand, like right with
yeah.
Mike Swick.
Down there with the Swickster.
That's right.
I feel like this is the 209 of Roger Huerta. We're standing around. A little bit.
A little bit.
I think I can see it. Verata Ortega going up against Denise Kielholtz. John Sattler going up against Rafael Lovato Jr. And your main event, AJ McKee going up against John Macapa. Check that out on the Paramount Network tonight. Or depending on when you're listening, it could be yesterday. And then UFC again going to, oh no, I lost it. UFC going to Sao Paulo, Brazil. And I do know that Jimmy Manawa got pulled from that fight due to an injury. He was supposed to be the main event. Let's see if I can find that little information up here. Oh yeah, and Hannah Burrell missed weight again. Again.
So does Dana move his weight class, or does he kick him out altogether now?
I think you forced him to move weight.
Oh, he's trying 35s again.
No, this is 140. What? Oh no, yeah, you're right. I take it back. It was bantamweight, 135.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be 135, and he
Because Dana had already told him.
and he came in 5 pounds overweight.
Yeah, because he'd already had the one where Dana made him go to 145. He fought, and then he let him go to 135. Right?
Yeah.
I'd make him go to 155.
Dang.
Chunky.
So originally,
that's like one of my legs, but still.
One of the original was supposed to be Glover Teixeira against Jimmy Manoa for this event. However, Teixeira pulled out on August 14th and was replaced by Thiago Santos. Manoa just pulled out torn hamstring when he started his training in Brazil to get ready for this fight. Ugh. So Thiago Santos will now fight Eric Anders as your main event. Anyway, going on Fight Pass, Livia Renata Souza going against Alex Chambers. Holy crap. Alizu Zaleski dos Santos going up against Luigi Vendorini. Yeah, we're going to go with that. Talos Lightis going up against Hector Lombard. How is that not on the main card? Talos Lightis and Hector Lombard. That's some big names.
Yeah.
Mariah Barrero Silva going against Jillian Robertson. Maybe trying to pull some people to Fight Pass. Pulling some people to Fight Pass.
Yeah.
Sergio Morales going against Ben Saunders. Moving on to Fox Sports 2. Augusto Sakai going up against Chase Sherman.
That's going to be a battle.
I'm excited for that fight. I want
to be a battle.
Sakai, like you saw him before, start punching people.
Well, same thing with Chase Sherman. I just want to see him just rampage on somebody.
Yeah, he's a big boy. Luis Enrique going up against Ryan Spann. Francisco Trinaldo going up against Evan Dunham. Charles Dubronx Oliveira going up against Christos Gallegos. And on your main card going on Fox Sports 1, Ronda Marcos going against Marina Rodriguez. Henan Morale did not die in a bathtub, but is overweight anyway. Andre going up against Andre Ewell.
So he's giving up 20% of his purse, right?
I think so. 30%.
30 now.
30% of his purse.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you keep fail how many times?
Yeah. They should.
Sam Alvey going up against Antonio Rogero Nogueira.
I think Sam Alvey fought 11 times this year.
Do you think so?
I don't know.
We gotta look that
He's
up.
got a huge record. He's got a lot of fights.
We're gonna look that up.
He seems like type.
We're gonna sidebar this right now, and we're gonna look this shit up.
11 times.
No, he's fought twice this year, my friend.
Okay, but just look at 17. That's why it seems like so much.
17. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. About 4 times a year. Yeah. It's pretty good.
Damn.
Yeah, he is 33
every 3
and 10.
months.
That's a big record.
That's a big record. Yeah.
33 and 10. And then you got Alex Oliveira going against Carlo Pedersol Jr. And your main event, once again, Thiago Santos going against Eric Anders. This is going down tomorrow from Sao Paulo.
I'm taking Anders.
Taking Anders?
Yeah.
Just calling it now. And then, of course, there's Jimmy Manoa talking about how he tore his ham. That sucks. Boom! Fight card you're on.
That's me.
That is going down next Friday. September 28th on Access TV, Legacy Fighting Alliance 51.
So who are you taking, Mazzo or Niviera?
You know what? I don't know either of them. I'm gonna go with Mazzo.
Where's Kelly? She knows the women.
Yeah, she would know. I think she would go with Mazzo because she's.
And go Mazzo.
Okay. And then you got Gustavo Eric going against Cody Gibson. You got Nolaheen Hernandez going up against our friend right here, Rolando Velasco. You got Andres Alcantara going up against Jordan Powell. Simon Salalayaman.
Is this gonna be the biggest TV crowd you fought in front of so far?
Yeah.
Yeah, Access, right?
Access TV, yeah. Yeah, this will be the biggest one.
Coming recording it?
Yeah, of course. DVR it. Yeah.
What's your walkout song?
You know what? I think they pick out my walkout song. What? I think they do because there's no place to write my
walkout song.
Yeah, they give you 3 options.
You're gonna be
rock, country, or
you're gonna be Rory McDonald. You heard that story, right?
So making my way downtown.
That story? We always love telling this story. Rory McDonald did not know his walkout music for 3 years fighting in the UFC.
He did it?
You know why?
Why?
Because somebody else had his cell phone number cloned, and every time the guy would call him, be like, "Yo, Rory, you're fighting this weekend. What's your walkout music?" Some dude would be like, "Yeah, I'm Rory, and I want." Let's go with Boy George today.
Yeah.
Let's go with
The Sound of
Death
Blood.
Walk. Let's go with, and just would send music for him to walk out to. So he'd be getting ready, getting pumped up. He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna walk out." So I'm like, "What the fuck? I guess I gotta walk." And start walking.
Dang, I wonder who that guy should come out and be like, "It was me. It was me all along."
So yeah, anytime you don't hear your walkout music, you got Rory McDonald, man.
Yeah, hopefully not. I'll pick something.
Kelly said you guys don't even have a TV. And you're not recording.
I'm recording at my parents' house. Man, she don't know what I do with my life. She don't know me. All right, I got ways.
Well, that's it. That's another episode of Split Decision, your MMA podcast that we do here weekly from the SinCal Studios. I'd like to thank our sponsors. Of course, we have Shirtsicle. You can get yourself a Fight Night and Chill shirt. Very, very cool. You can get also our Pride Style shirt and our SD original shirt. Possibly this Japanese MMA shirt coming soon. We will see about what I can do with Shirtsicle.
Depending on how many reactions we get.
How many reactions people really like
on Instagram.
I don't even know if people recognize these names besides Yamamoto that we talked to.
That's true. I recognize those names. I don't know.
Hardcore fans. Anyway. Moving on from there, we have Dependable Solutions. As always, Dependable Solutions will save you up to 70%. 70% of your credit card processing if you take credit cards. Right. And as always, strongboardbalance.com. Today, I am not the only one on a strongboard.
They both did the show on a strongboard.
We got a strongboard athlete over here.
I was cheating a little bit. I was putting my hands on the table. Kind of helps a little bit.
Well, especially because you got a fight next week, and I don't want to be responsible for that.
We can't risk it. We can't risk it.
I am not being responsible for that. So it's very, very awesome that you are standing on the strongboard. Strongboard Balance.
Works on my core. I love the core workout.
Strongboardbalance.com. Get on board. Get a strong board. Anyway, that's it, right?
Yeah.
That's all we got for the week.
And where we're coming from?
We're coming from SynCal Studios. As always, we got the SynCal glass next door. SynCal Studios to the left. My right, your left, one of the two.
Yeah, come down here.
We will see you next week. Have a good night, and we will see you at the fights.
We're out.